Hello and welcome to today's live training. My name is Michael Murphy and I'm extremely excited to share this opportunity with you today. One that could be putting over £100 into your pocket each and every week. Okay, before we begin the presentation properly, I just want to do a few checks. So can everybody see my doodling on the screen? Just put your answer in the comment box or in the chat box. Okay, I'm getting tons of yeses. Anybody not see the doodle? Okay, everybody seems to be able to see it. That's great. Smiley face. Everybody able to hear me okay? Hear me okay? Answer in chat box. Okay, I think we're good to go. So the presentation, it usually lasts about 45 minutes, but I do have a live call in the middle of it, and I don't know how long that's going to last. I'm expecting about 10 or 15 minutes or so. So I'm going to try and keep it under the hour. Seriously, guys, try and stay to the end of the actual presentation. I'm extremely confident that there's going to be value in there for everybody that has turned up today. But most of all, I hope you enjoy what we have to show you today. And if there's any questions, feel free, stick them into the chat box as we go along. I may or may not be able to answer every single question that comes in. I'm trying to make a presentation at the same time. But if I don't get any questions answered during the live call, I do hang around on email for about an hour afterwards, and we can ping questions over and back on the email. So I will get to every question that appears in the chat box, but maybe just not through the live call. So without further ado, I'm going to start the presentation now. Today in this live webinar, we're going to discover how you can rake in over £100 each and every week with this crazy online loophole. This is tailor-made for students, and I highly recommend you stay to the very end to get the most out of this session. Let's start with why you are here, and typically why 99% of the people end up coming and watching the live trainings. We all share the same problems, and most of the time there's something along the lines of struggling to pay rent, perhaps you're in overdraft, you can't get a student job, sick of minimum wage, you've got no savings, you can't get a grant, you're thinking of a student loan, maybe planning a breakaway, or could just do with some extra beer money. If any of these are you, then don't worry, it's time to relax, stop freaking out, and watch this entire training from start to finish. Today's subject is all about offering you a chance to get rid of your money headache once and for all. But first off, who am I and why am I qualified to talk about this topic? My name is Michael Murphy and I've been making money online for over 3 years. And I want to just give you a little background. 4 years ago, I was almost a hopeless college dropout without a single penny to my name. I was in a serious bad way with over £3,000 worth of debt, growing all the time. I just couldn't seem to balance the whole study, work and social life. I did all the crappy jobs. I packed shelves, I did the bar work, I did the delivering of flyers, but the problem was simple. I just couldn't earn enough to keep my bills paid and up to date. I remember hitting an all-time low when I stood for 10 hours in the rain in a busy shopping street holding a sandwich board for a measly few euros. Now I thought surely there must be an easier way. So after that point I got onto the internet, straight into Google, how to make money online, and I thought I'd find my answer. Well, I did. I found over 1 million answers. That was the problem. 85% of what I came across was complete and utter scam and rubbish. The other 15% needed a lot of money, technical skills, or a massive email list to get up and going. I didn't have any of that, but I was running out of money, I had no energy left, and I was just completely frustrated. I was staring at the only thing left to do, which was drop out of college. Now, what was the turnaround? Well, look, I remember one evening we were at a party and I met my buddy Andy for the first time. Andy's he's a software programmer, but he was using this system which he had created to clean up online. He was able to make 500 quid a month with just a couple of hours work per week, and the best part, he let me in on a secret. Now, after a while using this system, my life changed forever. Being able to rely on £100 plus hitting my bank account every single week got rid of all the stress of money, paid my bills and kept my rent up to date. I could go back to focusing on my coursework and even get my social life back. And this is what I want to share with you today. But look, that's enough about me. This training is all about you and how you can quickly get a steady online income up and running for yourself. So what you're going to discover in today's training, 5 things actually. Number 1, the crazy online loophole which thousands of students are already exploiting to fund their own college costs, and you can be using it too. Number 2, the simple 3-step system I used to go from broke college dropout to raking in literally thousands per month guaranteed. Number 3, a live look over my shoulder demonstration where I show you how I get one of my students up and running with the system and making a guaranteed profit. Number 4, I introduce you to our killer automated software which takes all the hard work out of it so you can literally do all this in a few minutes a day. And number 5, get 2 free gifts worth over £300 that you can use to get started absolutely free. Now this may sound like your typical load of internet hype, something crazy like the lazy man's guide to riches and all that, but sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction, and I highly recommend you stay to the very end and you're going to surprise yourself with what you can actually achieve. Now first up, this crazy online loophole, what is it? If you check the largest student forum in the UK, actually the largest thread on that forum has over 390,000 students talking about this, and this is the exact system that I'm going to actually teach you today. In the next slide, I'm going to show you this banner ad from William Hill. Now notice they're giving away a £25 free bet. What you're about to learn is how you're going to turn this 25 free bet into around £20 pure cash profit, absolutely guaranteed. And before you start freaking out over betting and all that, there's zero risk involved. You'll never gamble a single penny of your money. Now I'm just going to demonstrate how this actually all works in a very, very simplified example. In this simple example, I want to discuss the free bet circle. Free bet circle. So we have, take William Hill as our example from the banner. William Hill gives £25 free bet to you, the user, but the user has to deposit and play their own £25 to get the £25 free bet. Typically what happens, the user loses their free bet, loses their deposit, so £50 gets returned to William Hill. Free bet plus deposit. End result is William Hill very happy, he's up £25, and the user not so happy, down £25. So most of the time bookies are more than happy to give out these free bets because they know the user is going to deposit their own funds, play them through, more often than not, lose their own deposit, lose a free bet, and the bookie is up the vast majority of times. So how do we exploit this actual free bet scenario? Well, we take our free bet circle again, so we've got William Hill gives £25 free bet to the user, and the user will most likely lose the deposit and free bet, and William Hill gets £50 back in return, just like the first example. However, this time around the user takes the deposit bet and the free bet and hedges that with Betfair, which is a betting exchange. But this time around, the user gets a return on the free bet amount. Usually for every free bet we get up to an 80% return, so the user would have £70 coming back from Betfair. So what happens is William Hill is up their £25. They're happy. Sorry about that now. And the user is up £20. And they're happy. This is pretty much guaranteed scenario where we hedge off the bet, both the qualifying bet or the deposit bet and the free bet. The whole concept here is that we eliminate risk when we're placing our qualifying bet, and we max out the profit available on the free bet that the bookie gave us. So I hope that simplified example gives a little illustration of what we're actually doing here. We're turning bookie bonuses into pure cash profit, 100% risk free. How is this all possible? It's all possible because we use a technique called match betting. This is where we hedge against the risk of losing by betting on both outcomes. Take the example of a tennis match between Rafael Nadal and Andy Murray. We bet on Nadal to win and we bet on Murray to win. Therefore, we cannot win or lose. Assuming all other things are equal and the odds are the same, we would neither win or lose regardless of the outcome of who won between Nadal and Murray. By doing this, we eliminate the risk, which means we can guarantee profit from free bets. How do we do that? We use a platform called Betfair.com, which is a betting exchange. It's not a bookie. It's where punter is placing bets against punter. Why is this important? It's because you can lay a bet. Laying a bet is effectively like betting on someone to lose, be it a team or a person or a horse. Betfair allows us to bet on both for and against an outcome. For example, we can bet on Liverpool to win, or we can bet on Liverpool not to win. Now, it's important you understand the concept of not to win. Betting on Liverpool not to win is not the same as betting on Liverpool to lose, because you probably have guessed it, what happens if there's a draw. So a draw is the same as Liverpool not winning. So when we bet on Liverpool not to win, if Liverpool draw or if Liverpool lose, we would actually win our money on Betfair. That is kind of clear. Don't worry if it's not, it will become more apparent later in the training, but I want to stress that again. The concept of laying is effectively betting on Liverpool not to win. Being able to lay a bet will give us an opportunity to eliminate all risk involved. To make a guaranteed profit from bookie bonuses, just find a bet where the odds between Betfair and the bookie are a close match, and we can virtually eliminate all of the risk. Bringing us back to our simplified example that we discussed, when the user places their qualifying bet with their own deposit, it means they can place a bet with the bookie, but they can lay it on Betfair. Therefore, they're adhering to the terms and conditions of the bookie by carrying out a qualified bet, but none of their deposit is at risk because they've bet on both outcomes of an actual event. When the bookie then proceeds to offer that player a free bet, they haven't lost any of their own money. Now they've got £25 free bet credited to their account, which we use the second part of our system to actually turn into guaranteed pure cash profit. Now, if you watch this training right to the very end, I actually give you access to our free matching software, which is software that finds all of the bets in the marketplace at any given time between hundreds of bookmakers and Betfair. It's really a brilliant piece of software. It does all the hard work for you, and you can actually get started right away using it. So I highly recommend you stay to the end of this training. Just one other thing that I want to touch on briefly here is the underlay concept. The underlay concept is what allows us to actually turn the free bet into pure cash profit. This means we underlay on the follow-on bet. Therefore, regardless of what the outcome of the match is, or who wins the tennis match, or who wins the football match, we're making a profit guaranteed either way. Underlay concept turns a free bet into guaranteed profit regardless of the result. I really can't stress that enough. I'm hoping everybody gets this concept. If you are, let me know in the chat box, or feel free to send any question, no matter how silly you might think it is. I'll be either myself or somebody in our support team here will get back to you to help clarify your question. So again, I really want to stress, there's no gambling involved. Your money is never at risk. This is purely exploiting the loophole that is in place. Now, some people ask, well, bookies are in business of making money. They're not going to want people exploiting this system. But remember, in our original little simplified example, the bookie is making the money regardless, and the user is making money regardless. So the bookie doesn't really care if people avail of this loophole. In actual fact, where you're making your money is on the Betfair exchange most of the time, and that's where punter is playing against punter, and that's just the way the world works. Some people win on Betfair, some people lose. Betfair are making their money anyway. They're charged a 5% commission on every single bet that's placed, so they don't care who wins or who loses. The next up is the 3-step simple system. This is my approach and how I really simplify the process and max out the profits available on all the bookmaker bonuses that are online. First off, we find the offer. Second, we place our qualifying bet. And third, we place the follow-on bet, otherwise known as the profit bet. So let's deal with finding the offer. You probably already know this, but there's literally hundreds of online bookies, and they're all offering free bets many times over, not just for sign up, but they have reload offers, they have offers for individual matches, they have offers for big horse racing festivals. So there are thousands of free bets available, and look, there's hundreds of thousands of pounds profit available. You can do this forever. This is not going to stop anytime soon. But one thing I want to just, I suppose, alert you a little bit to when you're finding the offer, you need to proceed with caution. Not all offers are worthwhile, and not all offers are profitable. Some bookies, they put in severe terms and conditions which really takes the good out of that particular offer. I'll explain later on in the training how our actual software and program goes about finding the very best offers that are available so that you can get your hands on the easiest ones to turn into cash profit. The second step in our 3-step system is placing the qualifying bet. Nearly all bookies require a deposit and an opening bet before crediting you with the free bet. You just place the opening or qualifying bet with the bookie and hedge it with a match bet in Betfair. It's that simple. You make sure the odds are close match to max out your profits. Again, later in this training, I'm going to take you through step by step this process in a live demonstration with one of my students, Ross, where he's only beginning, so I'm sure just like any of you that's watching this, he's as many questions as anybody else, and I really show how this system is so easy. It can be done in literally a couple of minutes. The third step is to place the follow-on bet, otherwise known as the profit bet. This is where you place your free bet with the bookie, and again, the same as the qualifying bet, you find a match bet with Betfair. This time around, you need to underlay on the follow-on bet to guarantee profit regardless of the result. To underlay, you must calculate the exact stake to use on Betfair to maximize the profit. Now, what do I mean by saying the exact stake? Okay, so when we have our follow-on bet, we have a free bet with the bookie. So in the William Hill example, William Hill has given us £25 free bet. So our stake with William Hill will always be £25 because we need to use the free bet. But with Betfair, there is an exact number that we have to place the stake, use as the stake on Betfair to maximise the profit. It may be something like £17.54, whatever it is. It depends on the odds. How do we find out this exact stake? We use our underlay calculator. It's software that we've written to find the exact stake. It just uses a mathematical formula. You put in all the inputs, the odds, the free bet amount, and it will say exactly what the stake is. This is the second free bonus that we give at the end of this training, which is access to our underlay calculator. So to do this yourself for free, all you actually need is match betting software, which we give you, and a match betting calculator, which we give you, or an underlay calculator. When we come to discussing our automated software, we actually take an awful lot of this out of the equation. We do all the work, we find the bets, we email you all the instructions, so you only really have to follow along. If you're going to do it yourself, you actually have to physically go out and find the bet in the marketplace, but we'll get to that later. Now, when you're placing the follow-on bet, typical profits are around 70% of the value of the bonus. For example, £25 bonus would guarantee a profit of approximately £17.50. And that's it. That's the three-step system in a nutshell. Find the offer, place the qualifying bet, and place the follow-on bet. This can be done, once you learn this, it can be done literally within 10 minutes. I hope that it's given you a little insight, but don't worry if you're feeling a little overwhelmed at this stage. Once you watch the live demonstration with Ross, it'll become a little bit more clear exactly how it all works and knits together. But also, if you end up going with our automated software, we've got literally hours of tutorial and support videos in there, and if you need any help at all, we're always available, that you can bounce a question off us. We don't really want anybody out there flying solo on this. It's a simple system once you know how it all works, but make sure to reach out and get any help that you need. Next up is our look over my shoulder demonstration. I find every time I do this that people really enjoy it, and it brings the whole thing to, I suppose, a level of understanding that it's very difficult to get otherwise. I'm going to bring Ross on in a couple of minutes. Ross is a student in Worcester University in the UK. He's just a beginner. He only signed up with us about a week ago. So I told him to hold off getting started. We could use Ross as an example in our live training today. In this training, you'll be able to see how our automated software works and how simple it really is to get it up and running and start getting these regular recurring profits from all of the available bookmaker bonuses that are in the marketplace. Okay everybody, I'm just going to bring Ross Atkins on live on the webinar. I just want to discuss, I suppose, what the college cash out, what sort of opportunity it can present to students, and really how quick and easy it is to get up and running with it. So Ross, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, where and what you're studying, what age you are, and have you ever tried to make money online, all that kind of thing? So a little bit of an introduction, Ross, to everybody that's listening.
Sure, yeah. So as you've already said, I'm Ross. I'm 24 years old, and I'm studying in Worcestershire. I'm actually studying theology. I'm in my third year doing that. And yeah, I guess I have tried to make money online before. I've definitely been I'd say a victim of schemes which have turned out to be more scams than anything else.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I've definitely fell into the trap where you have to invest in something and nothing's ever come of it. So I know what that feels like for sure.
Yeah, for sure. It can be hard to avoid them. And
Oh yeah.
how did you actually hear about the college cash out?
Oh well, actually, I've actually got some friends that were using it, and they really did give it a good review. So and they seem to be making some nice money. So I thought I'd check it out myself.
Very good, very good. Have you any experience with actually placing bets, or have you much knowledge of sport or anything like that?
No, I've never actually placed a bet before, other than say I've put a couple of pound on the Grand National
Yeah.
every year. But I'd say I'm a keen follower of sport, specifically football.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm not. I wouldn't say I've ever placed numerous bets before.
Okay. What we'll do is we'll start off with maybe looking at the very first bet that was in or the very first offer that was in College Cash Out. If we're just going to actually go onto the College Cash Out homepage. Now, what you're seeing on the screen is Ross's account within College Cash Out. Ross has only just begun using the program, so at this stage he's completed the first bet, which is Sky Bet. He's in the process of completing the William Hill bet, or William Hill offer. How did you find actually doing the first bet, which was the Sky Bet offer, Ross? And if you could maybe talk to the listeners a little bit about that.
Yeah, sure. It was quite simple to get my head around once I began to use it. It was the system itself, the college cash out system, is very self-explanatory really. After watching all the tutorial videos, it became very straightforward to follow the instructions.
Mm-hmm.
I can show you, if you want the emails that I
So
received from.
yeah, so just so everybody's following along, if you can actually see, I'm highlighting the. Sorry, Ross, if you just go back into
Oh, sure, yeah.
the College Cash Out homepage. So if you can see, first column under the qualifying bet, Ross would have clicked the Get Bet button for the Sky Bet offer and would have received an email with a set of instructions that he needed to carry out. So maybe, Ross, you might take us into that email you would have received from College Cash Out in relation to the Sky Bet offer.
Sure, yeah. So this is the first email I received here, if you can see that. And yeah, as I say, it was very straightforward how to do it, and the links as well, the hyperlinks here, where underlined in blue says click here to do these things. Very very helpful.
Okay.
And if not, if you're still struggling with those instructions, then the for help click here bits at the end of those instructions led you back to the tutorial videos showing you how to do that step.
Going over the bets really step by step. Step one was actually to open the Sky Bet and deposit £30 to actually place the first bet so that you could get credited for the free bet. Step two was actually placing that £30 bet. You can see the odds of 2 on Reading versus Middlesbrough. So College Cash Out gives you the exact odds to use, the exact event to place your bet on, and also step 3 is the actual lay stake with Betfair. So I explained in the actual webinar that the lay stake is when you're betting on a team or person or a horse for that matter not to win. So a lay is the same as not to win, and it's really hedging against the bet that we place with the bookmaker, thereby eliminating all risk on the actual qualifying bet. And then step 4 is really where Ross just had to click the hyperlink back to the College Cash Out to tell the system that that was in fact the bet that he had placed. The purpose of that is so the College Cash Out can record that bet and then notify Ross when if the bet had settled and the event was over, and he was ready then to request the follow-on bet. Did that come true for you okay, Ross, in that particular example?
Yeah, definitely. I was a bit sort of nervous at first because I didn't know how long to wait for these automated emails to come through, but as I say, it was very smooth. So
excellent.
I was happy.
So you placed that first bet, Reading versus Middlesbrough. That actually took place last week, and assume then you got the bet matured email virtually straight away after that match was over. Then you'd been instructed to go back to College Cash Out if you want to go back there into the homepage.
Yeah.
To actually get the follow-on bet. Now it's blue, it's completed obviously at this stage, but when Ross would have went back into the homepage at that stage, that complete button would have been green and would have said get bet, and he would have clicked that get bet button and received his follow-on bet immediately. So if you want to take us into the follow-on bet email that you would have received from College Cashout.
Sure, there it is.
On this one, there's only 3 steps, in fact, because he doesn't have to obviously open a Sky Bet account again. But again, it's really a replication of the first step. Again, you place the bet with Sky Bet, and this time it was at 3.3 odds on Benfica versus Juventus, and then to place the hedging bet, which is our lay bet in Betfair on odds of 3.4. On the same event, obviously. Now you'll notice that the lay amount on this occasion is €20 or £20, and that is really what we call an underlay. So we use an underlay on the follow-on bet because that's what allows us to make a guaranteed profit regardless of the result of that particular match. It didn't matter who won that particular match. On that particular bet, you can see the profit was £19.57. I presume that you followed the instructions at that stage, Ross, and carried out the follow-on bet as instructed.
Yeah, certainly did.
And you would have then received obviously a bet mature email after that event had completed as well.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
And ultimately then the outcome, if you want to go back into College Cashout homepage.
Yeah.
So ultimately the outcome of the qualifying bet and follow-on bet meant that you made an actual profit of £17.93, which is really, there was a very insignificant loss on the qualifying bet, and when you combined the qualifying bet and follow-on bet, added up the loss and the profit, the total amount was a £17.93 profit. That's really I suppose the first offer that that you've taken, and we've worked through that, Ross. So how long did it actually take you to do these bets?
Okay, it took a couple of hours really to watch all the tutorial videos and actually open a Betfair account and a Sky Bet account as well. But actually, when it got down to doing the actual bets, it only really took a few minutes. And now it should be a lot quicker for the next offers as they sort of go along. Now that I'm getting more comfortable with what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm. And as a matter of interest, did you have any concerns about the service, or before you actually signed up?
Oh yeah, I'll be honest. I really did have a lot of concern, to be honest, because I've fell into a trap before like this, and the biggest thing for me was, is this genuine? That was my biggest concern and what I was most afraid of. So.
Yeah, it's obviously an understandable feeling. There's just so much out there on the internet that people are a bit cagey to sign up and invest not just their money but their time into something, only to realize at the end that there's stuff they weren't told about the program, or it's going to cost them a lot more money and all that kind of thing. So have you any difficulties now at this stage with College Cashout, or?
Sure. Well, as I said before, I was a little shaky in the beginning because it was all very new to me, and I was afraid of making mistakes in case I lost money or anything like that. But actually, the instructions, they're very clear. The support's been really good. Whenever I've had a question, it's always been answered. And I'm just keen to get stuck into do more offers, really.
Very good. What are you looking to get out of this service or this program?
I'd say, I'm quite happy to use this as a reliable source of income for the time being, obviously, because being a university student, I think everyone who is a student can relate to me in the fact that money is very tight with tuition fees and rent when you're sharing accommodation with people. So to get me out of debt and to give me a bit of pocket money to do some things that I really want to do and pay some bills, things like that, it's really useful. So
Yeah, I suppose one of the best benefits of the system is being able to rely on it for regular sums of money hitting your bank account week in, week out. So I think what we'll do is we'll try out one of the offers that you haven't yet done, Ross, and we'll just see how the process works live for the webinar listeners or the webinar viewers.
Sure.
Can I ask you actually to go down to Betfred, the Betfred offer, and click the Get Bet button there.
Okay. Okay, I've done that.
So you notice there quickly it said that your bet has been requested and we will be in touch shortly. So what has happened here is Ross has clicked the Get Bet button. Our system works away in the background. It goes out and it finds the best bet in the marketplace that will return the most money out of this free Betfred bet for Ross in this particular example. So I presume it literally only takes a couple of minutes. So if you want to go and check your inbox, Ross, and see if that bet has arrived in yet.
Right there.
Okay, so you can see it literally takes 30 seconds. And again, we're hit with a 4-step process. Step 1 being opening up a Betfred account and depositing £25. Now, for those of you who might be a little bit concerned about having to have enough money to make all these deposits, you can work through the system as fast or as slow as you want to. So if you don't have much of a betting float to begin with, you just take one offer at a time and let your betting float build up gradually. For others who might have a little bit more money to play around with, you can go and take 3 or 4 bets all in one day if you want to. But as I said, the first step is to open a Betfred account, deposit the £25 and place the first bet. Now, the bet that has been instructed to Ross on this occasion is on Oldham versus Sheffield United. The odds are 2.5. He would then need to go in and lay the bet on Betfair at odds of 2.5 again. So there's a nice even match in that. The closer the odds are, in fact, the better the outcome will be, or the result will be. And then step 4 would be to go back in and tell College Cashout that he in fact has placed this bet. Just want to add at this point, Ross, watching this and you're thinking, God, I don't really know how to use Betfair and I don't know how to use betting accounts. Don't stress about that at this stage. There's tutorials within College Cashout. They're very easy to follow along and they get you set up on both platforms. So I'm sure you found that as well, Ross, that there was a little bit of a learning curve at the start, but follow along, watch the tutorials, and you'll be able to do this with your eyes closed. That's really as much of the College Cashout step-by-step walkthrough that it can bring you in this webinar live with Ross at this moment in time. I hope that was useful. Ross, I think we can wrap it up there now. I suppose I just want to thank you for taking the time to join us on this live call. I really hope that you get everything that you're looking for out of College Cashout, but know that if you need any help with anything, just give me a buzz.
Oh yeah, no problem. Thank you so much again for the support so far, and as I say, I've got plenty more offers to be going through.
Very good. Okay, all the best, Ross.
Great, thanks.
So that's it. I hope you really enjoyed the live demonstration. As I said before, many people seem to like that kind of live in the moment demonstration of how the whole thing works. But again, feel free, if you have any questions, drop them into the chat box and we will do our best to get back to everybody who puts a question in there. This brings us on nicely to product that we have created to help people use this technique of match betting to max out the profits that are available. Our killer automated software, we call it the College Cashout, and I'm going to bring you through it step by step. So the College Cashout, what is it? Well, it takes you step by step through all of the best bookie offers. We have spent a lot of time and effort going out into the marketplace and finding the best offers that are available. I said it before, not all offers are the same. Some really aren't that worthwhile doing, and some can be downright risky if you choose the wrong bookmaker to go with. We've done all this work and we've tried and tested out every offer that we have in the system, so you can be assured that A, it's a reputable, risk-free bookmaker to place your money with, and B, the terms and conditions are a little bit easier to adhere to, which means ultimately you get your money back out that much faster. Our system helps you turn the bookmaker bonuses into pure cash-free profits, risk-free. In a nutshell, that's really what it's all about. You're going to generate unlimited recurring profits like £22, £37, £18, £26. There's larger offers like £179 on one of the offers an individual made recently, £101, £88. The list goes on and on. You can kind of get the message. There's offers after offers, and depending on how much time you want to put into the system will ultimately dictate how much you make out of it. It's an email based system, meaning that we email you exactly the instructions with the exact bets and the exact stakes that you need to place. All you need to do is follow along. There's built-in alerts and notifications so that you can kind of set and forget. We will alert you when bets mature and settle and point you as to what the next steps you need to take are. We help you track your profit every step of the way so you can see exactly how much money you've been making out of the system for the amount of time that you've been putting in. And it can't be really overstated enough. We provide all the help and support you need, and this can be critical when you're just starting out. With the College Cashout, you can start making daily profits even if you've no betting experience, you've absolutely no knowledge of sport, you've no idea how to place a bet, maybe you've never even opened a betting account, or you've just zero technical skills. If you know how to send an attachment with an email, you'll know how to make money off this system. So what work is involved? Like most things in life, that's up to you. On average, my students probably spend about 2 hours per week to make a nice steady income, but you can dip in and dip out. It's really up to you. If you just want to make some handy beer money, or you've got a festival coming up that you want to go to, you can get it stuck in, make a few easy pounds out of the whole thing, or you can dedicate a set amount of time each and every day, be it just a few minutes, so that you can rely on this as an income source to make you that extra few bob that you need to get your bills paid, rent paid, all that kind of stuff. So how much can you make? I suppose that's what you're all here for. Look, you can make over £1,500 just on the sign up offers alone to get started with. Plus, there's ongoing reloads that are available with almost all bookies. These are typically offers for all existing customers of bookmakers, and it's what they pump out into the marketplace to incentivize activity. They don't want dormant customers, they want active customers, because that way they know they're going to make more and more money out of each of their customer base, let's call it. And we take advantage of these reload offers. You'll see them day in, day out on the TV advertising, online. When you see offers, you can actually tackle them yourself. We equip you with all the software that's needed to do that. But better again, we've went out and we've selected the best offers, and we did this on a week by week basis and email you the best offers to take advantage of. We tried to compile a list of about £1,000 worth of offers each and every month. So if you get stuck in there, you can probably make yourself £500, £600, £700 depending on how many offers you do. We've also some bonuses. First up, signing up with the College Cashout, you'll have lifetime access to our free matching software. You also have your free access to a members forum where we discuss the best offers around, and you have full video tutorials which teach you everything that you're going to need to know. And finally, I just want to touch briefly on our special VIP program. This is only available to members who sign up with the College Cashout. Here we present you with an altogether different income stream. It does involve the College Cashout, but it's really for people who've become very familiar with the system, very familiar with match betting, and in turn can present that product to others. You become part of our affiliate team, and you can take your earnings to another level completely when you join our affiliate team. We teach you all the skills that are necessary to do it, but honestly guys, this can multiply your earnings. You could literally have a full-time income just by going through this program. Now we get to the part, how much should a system like this cost? A system that generates over £100 per week every single week has the potential to make you tens of thousands long term, uses highly customized software to get you the maximum results, literally does all the hard work for you, takes away all the risk with match betting, makes it easy for you to follow along, and helps you track all your profits. I'm part of a mastermind group that I discuss online products with week in, week out, and we have a mentor there called Amy. And when I asked her what I should charge for this online product, she said £497, split into 3 payments. Now, it's fair old whack of money, but considering the income you can make over the lifetime of the product, I thought it made sense. But what about those who just can't get their hands on that kind of money? And when I think back to the day when I was really struggling as a student, £497 was a barrier to do anything. So I chopped it in half, and Amy thought I was literally crazy to do this. But £247, it might be nothing to rich kids, but that's not who I created the product for. I want everybody to get a chance at this opportunity. So we cut it again to £97, under £100. That's actually less than 1 week payback. You would make the price of the product back in literally the first few offers. You know what? I still wasn't happy. This opportunity should be available to as many students as possible. And the people in the mastermind group, they laughed at my final price. £47 lifetime access, less than the cost of a decent night out. So how does that sound? Let me know what you think of this in the chat box. I assure you, £47 for something that can give you £100 plus per week every single week. I think it's a massive bargain. If you've watched the video this far, chances are you're on the fence. Keep watching this training right to the very end and you'll really understand why you just have to start using this product if you want to start making some money online. But maybe some of you that are watching are 100% certain at this stage that this is the product for you. If that's the case, hit the get started button below this video box. It'll take you to the sign up page. You can get going and you could be making money within the next few hours using our college cash out system. What have others said about it? Well, if you're looking for authority or some big player who has tried it out, how does The Guardian sound? They tried out the system and you'll see that the journalist made £770 just on the sign up offers alone. Notice he made it absolutely risk free, and he says it's not about gambling but about playing the system. Here's just some emails that we got in recently. So as you can see, Lily has made €147 in 2 weeks, and she actually has never opened a betting account before in her life. Jamie's up to £300 in 2 weeks, and he's actually saving for a break in the States, and he's looking to save £1,000. So good luck with that, Jamie. And here's some forum feedback from our members within the forum. So you can see Danny achieved his highest month, £685 yet. Mark hit over £600 after completing one of the offers today. Charlie making a modest £200 per month. There's nothing modest about £200 per month if that's the amount of time you're dedicating towards it. £200 for literally a few minutes a day is still very nice money. And Graham just makes the point that he didn't start off with lots of money. He had a small betting balance or betting flow to begin with, and he chipped away at it. He makes the point that you can start with £50 and turn these into large figures over time. The important thing to take out of all of that is that you can do it too. You can start your own success story in less than a few hours. But let me show you why this college cash out system is completely risk free to you. This is my wrought iron guarantee. If you don't recover the cost of the product, which is £47 in the first 3 offers alone, I will give you a full 100% no quibble refund. That's how confident I am that literally within the first couple of days you should have recovered the cost of this product, which makes it virtually free for the rest of your lifetime access. Also, you have a 100% no quibble 60-day money back guarantee. That means if for any reason at all, within 60 days of buying this product, you feel it's not for you, you get a full no quibble refund. In other words, I don't want your money unless this is absolutely works for you. Want out for any reason, just shoot me an email at michael@mintedmonkey.com and I'll issue a full refund. Look, I take all the risk in this so you don't have to. I don't want to have any barriers at all. So hit the get started button below and we'll see you on the inside. One final thing, the space is limited. I like to give personal support to all of the people who sign up. That means that you have personal access to me on my email all of the time. You've got direct access. The flip side of that is I can only help so many people. Therefore, I can only take so many new applications and new people into the system. So if you've got a genuine interest, don't hesitate. Don't wait till next week or next month, because I can't guarantee that there'll be available slots or spaces open at that time. If you're interested, get started now. Jump in there, get going with a few offers. Trust me, you'll be making money in no time. So the summary. What do you get with College Cashout? Instant access to our software. You get instant access to all of our offers. You get emailed step-by-step instructions, tutorial videos to explain everything and help you out, assisted record keeping to track your profit every step of the way. You get killer bonuses and much more. Now remember, I did mention at the start that you're going to get 2 gifts, so here's your before you go gifts. You can access our match betting software at the below link, which is the cashout.com/odds matcher, and you get your match betting calculator, which is the collegecashout.com/calculator. Head over to these two links. You'll be able to get, obviously I recommend that you sign up to the College Cashout for the £47. It automates the whole thing for you and it gives you the peace of mind that you're dealing with reputable offers and only doing the best offers that are out there. If you want to fly solo, you can use these 2 free tools to get started for free, but I strongly recommend the paid program, if only for the assurance of choosing the best offers. And P.S. I like this quote, in the end, we only regret the chances we didn't take. I think I'll leave it at that. I hope you've enjoyed this live training webinar. If you have put questions into the Dropbox and I didn't get to answer them as I was going through the presentation, I apologise, but I am on my email for the next couple of hours. I will try and get through all of the questions that I received. I hope you enjoyed the presentation. I hope that you learned something out of it, and most importantly, that be aware that there is opportunity out there to make money online. I think this is a fantastic place to start. For very little risk, you can actually get going and be starting to make yourself a steady income online. It changed my life. I hope that it can do the same for you. That's all for now. This is Michael Murphy from the College Cashout. Peace and love.